right, we'll just start out by telling us who you are and where you're from.
Sure. Well, I'm Matt Norris. I'm from Blaine, and I represent District 32B, which is both Blaine and Lexington.
Okay, and how did you, I read about it. You got involved with, I guess, the political realm a little bit when you were a little bit younger, but why don't you tell us kind of your journey on how you came here to the House of Representatives?
Yeah, well, I first got involved in community service when I was 16 years old. I was appointed youth liaison to the Citizen Long Range Improvement Committee in my hometown of Brooklyn Park, and at the time, we were seeing an increase in crime, especially juvenile crime in that community. So we spearheaded an effort that was able to reduce violent crime by 40% over a 5-year period. And that really propelled me down a path of service to the community. Been able to get 3 bills passed just as a private citizen. So I've got experience working up here as a citizen advocate, and now looking forward to the opportunity to do it as an actual legislator.
Yeah, and was that always the goal in the end? Like, you know what, higher office, I'm going to get there someday. Was that always
You know, I've always had an interest in politics and policy, and I think, you know, running for some office at some point was always an idea in the back of my head. I just didn't know exactly when, and it felt like this was an opportunity to serve my state and serve my community, and jumped at the opportunity you know, I'm honored that the citizens of Blaine and Lexington have entrusted me with this role.
Yeah, tell us about that part of the state. I know a little bit about it. I kind of grew up around there as well. But for folks that don't know much about your area, what district is it, and what's the community like?
Yeah, so it's District 32B, which is basically the southern 2/3 of Blaine and Lexington. So in the northern suburbs, one thing that's great about our district is we're home to the second largest tourist attraction in the state of Minnesota, which is the National Sports Center. But we've got a really broad mix of people and neighborhoods in our district. I think we've got the most manufactured housing in any house district in the state of Minnesota. But then we've also got, you know, $1 million homes on the TPC golf course, where we have a PGA Tour event every year. And so what I really enjoy is getting to know all the different people in our community, the different facets of it, and really trying to do a good job of representing a very broad cross-section of Minnesotans.
And just finally, when you talk to that broad cross-section and a lot of those people, what were the top things they wanted to see addressed here at the legislature?
Well, the number one thing in our community is getting Highway 65 fixed. It's one of the most dangerous stretches of roadway in our state. It's one of the most congested stretches of roadway in our community. So that's my top priority. They also are worried about rising prices. So what can we do to get people some relief from inflation? They're worried about increased crime. Lexington needs a water treatment facility as well. And then we want to make sure we've got great public schools. Coming from a youth engagement background, I know how important it is to get all of our young people here in Minnesota off to a strong and healthy start, and making sure that we've got great high-quality public schools is a key part of that.